Welcome back to Bike Two Wheel World. Today, we're taking a detailed look at a motorcycle that sounds like it could be one of Yamaha's most exciting adventure concepts, the 2026 Yamaha XT 1000. Before we get into the review, there is an important point for accuracy. Yamaha's official 2026 motorcycle announcements and product information do not currently list a production motorcycle specifically called the XT 1000. Yamaha does have a long XT adventure and dual sport heritage, and the company's current 2026 lineup includes motorcycles and other power sports products, but an officially confirmed 2026 XT 1000 specification and MSRP are not available. So for this video, we'll treat the Yamaha XT 1000 as a proposed or concept-style interpretation of what a modern 1,000cc Yamaha XT adventure motorcycle could look like, rather than presenting unconfirmed specifications as official Yamaha figures. And if Yamaha eventually turns this idea into a production motorcycle, this is exactly the kind of machine that could attract riders looking for a serious combination of adventure capability, long-distance comfort, Yamaha reliability, and classic XT character. The first thing that makes the imagined XT 1000 interesting is the name itself. The XT badge carries a strong association with exploration and dual-purpose riding. An XT 1000 would take that philosophy into a much larger and more powerful category. Instead of being designed simply as a road-going adventure bike with rugged styling, the ideal XT 1000 would focus on versatility, highway travel, mountain roads, gravel tracks, remote touring routes, and moderate off-road exploration. Visually, the motorcycle would need to communicate strength without becoming unnecessarily complicated. Imagine a tall adventure bike stance, a narrow central body, a substantial fuel tank, long travel suspension, wire-spoke wheels, high ground clearance, and protective bodywork. The design could combine Yamaha's modern adventure styling with visual references to the classic XT family. At the front, the XT 1000 could feature a compact LED headlight surrounded by a rugged fairing. Rather than using an enormous front body structure, the design would benefit from a slim profile that keeps the motorcycle looking agile. A tall windscreen would provide protection during highway riding, while a transparent or lightly tinted design could maintain the sense of visibility that adventure riders appreciate. The front mudguard would likely be positioned high enough to accommodate uneven surfaces, while the front suspension could use long travel inverted forks with adjustable damping. A robust front wheel, potentially in a 21-inch configuration, would make sense for an adventure-focused motorcycle because that format is particularly well suited to uneven terrain and directional stability. Moving to the side profile, this is where the XT 1000 concept could really stand out. The fuel tank could be sculpted to provide a natural riding position without making the motorcycle feel excessively wide. The rider would sit relatively upright, with a comfortable relationships between the handlebars, seat, and foot pegs. The side panels could be narrow and functional, while the exhaust system could be positioned carefully to preserve ground clearance. Yamaha could also use lightweight materials in areas where reducing mass would have the greatest effect on handling. A major selling point of a hypothetical XT 1000 would be its engine. Since Yamaha has not officially published specifications for a production XT 1000, we should not assign a fictional engine specification as if it were confirmed. But for a motorcycle in this category, a modern liquid-cooled 4-stroke twin-cylinder engine around the 1,000cc class would be a logical direction. The ideal power delivery would be different from that of a pure supersport motorcycle. Adventure riders generally benefit more from usable torque and predictable throttle response than from an extremely aggressive top-end power curve. The XT 1000 could therefore be tuned to provide strong mid-range acceleration, smooth low-speed response, and relaxed cruising at highway speeds. Imagine opening the throttle on a long straight road and feeling the engine build power progressively rather than suddenly. That character would make the motorcycle easier to manage during long trips and more predictable when riding over loose surfaces. A modern electronic throttle system could also allow multiple riding modes. A road mode could provide a sharper response for paved riding, While an adventure mode could soften throttle delivery and allow greater control on loose terrain, a rain mode could reduce the intensity of the response for slippery conditions. Traction control would be another important feature. On an adventure motorcycle, electronics should not simply be about maximum performance. They should help the rider maintain predictable control as road and surface conditions change. A sophisticated system could offer several levels of intervention, depending on the riding environment. An adjustable ABS system would also make sense. Road-focused ABS could provide maximum electronic assistance during normal street riding, while an adventure-oriented setting could provide a different calibration for appropriate off-road conditions. Exact functionality, however, would depend entirely on Yamaha's eventual production specification. Until then, remember that the details in this review are a concept-based interpretation and not an official Yamaha specification sheet. Thanks for watching Bike to Wheel World. If you enjoyed this detailed look at the possible 2026 Yamaha XT 1000, make sure to stay tuned for more motorcycle reviews, new model explanations, adventure bike discussions, specifications, performance breakdowns, and the latest developments from the world of two wheels. The road is always waiting, and the next adventure could be closer than you think. A modern Yamaha XT 1000 could occupy an interesting space between traditional dual-sport motorcycles and large premium adventure machines. It could offer enough performance for long highway journeys while retaining the ability to explore gravel and remote roads. For Bike to Wheel World, that is what makes the XT 1000 such an interesting motorcycle to discuss. It represents an idea. Take the legendary exploration character of the XT family, combine it with modern chassis technology, advanced electronics, a strong adventure-focused engine, comfortable ergonomics, and serious long-distance capability, and create a motorcycle designed to go wherever the journey leads. If Yamaha eventually makes that idea real, the XT 1000 could become one of the most talked about adventure motorcycles in its class.